Welcome back to One Piece Anime Review Episode 251. This one discussing the 1021st episode of the series, which is called Spank Strikes Sanji's Woman Trouble. And I'm also discussing Chapter 1052. This episode adapts from pages 10 to 17, of chapter 1005 and pages 3 through 7 of chapter 1006. Yeah. And the thing with this one is, as of right now, because the fact that it kind of started with 1006, there is still exactly 47 chapters left to be adapted right now. Yep, 47. So we have like several different things going on here. There's stuff going on with Sanji and Robin and Nico Robin, the stuff with Yamato, and there's a little bit of stuff with Luffy in the group. Let's start with Luffy's. It is very brief, even though this happens pretty much at the end of the episode. I'm gonna start with this one first. Most of this one is just basically we have debut of Kaido in his man beast form, and we also have Killer basically talking to, well, Zoro and Law, referred to by their nicknames, Law, the Sergeant of Death, and Zoro, the Power Hunter. And of course, Luffy just falls asleep for a minute because 1 minute before his haki comes back, and he proceeds to slice at Kaido, and of course, Big Mom is ready to attack, and that is it. This whole sequence is like a minute 30 seconds maybe. It's really quick. It is by far the quickest sequence the whole entire episode. Now, I mostly put this episode mostly focuses on the stuff with Sanji, the Robin, so that basically kind of almost bookends the episode. The middle portion is just stuff with Yamato. Let's start with basically, because I was talking Luffy, so that was like 3 different things in this one. There's a lot going on here, and I do mean a lot. And the episode feels like it's longer than it is. Despite the fact the episode is only about 23 minutes, it feels like this episode lasted for about an hour, given the fact how much stuff happens. Okay, let's start off next with stuff with Sanji. The episode starts off, the thing starts off with him, like immediately just after, it picks up just before the end of the last episode, where he's like calling for Robin, and then she comes in and proceeds to basically smack Black Maria across the face. Then, of course, Brook comes in, frees Sanji, and, of course, it calls the girls who were there ghosts. So, like, look who's talking. And, of course, basically, like, Sanji basically thanks... Well, actually, it's Robin thanks Sanji for relying on her. Like, no problem. Of course, he winks at him, and he just runs to the wall so the floor is frozen, and he runs off. Then he basically gets a little bit up there. I will talk about basically what happens next, because it ties us up with Yamato. Next, what happens is basically we have, well, Rob is talking about she was once part of an evil organization, aka the Baroque Works, way back early on in the series. Yes. And there's even a brief little moment of stock footage from the end of the Alabasta arc. Yeah, it is roughly like 30 seconds, but it's nice to see stock footage from Alabasta. Also, if you notice how she looks, basically how she's drawn for the animation back, think right now, it is drastically different. Yes, because the Alabasta arc came out back in the early 2000s, while this is basically roughly like 20 years later. And Black Maria is not happy with the fact she got smacked across the face. And so basically she's contacted by Jack. Yeah, Jack briefly pops up in the episode. I want to bring up him because he kind of loosely ties this scene. Because he's basically told about where the 8 samurai are. He's going to go after them. He got his tusk fixed. He's got this, but I think he's actually not medically cleared yet. He brings the situation in the hall. And then we see her where she proceeds to turn her back to Robin and Brook. And she proceeds to remove her top. Yep, removes her top, showing the fact she's not wearing a bra. Yeah, and look at the way the animation has is that her hair is covering up her breast. And then she comes with this big staff, and she has a symbol on her back that says Woman Trouble. No, seriously, this is what's put on her back. And of course, Robin's like, what? And here's the thing. You're probably thinking, why the heck? Now, Robin would say this. This is basically Brooks is. Why would you take off her top for? Well, show off her move. I think that basically she could at least cover her chest up a bit. Though she's got her top anyway, so there's that. And that's it for that one. That's basically most like a bookend type of thing. Like, because basically the whole chunk of this episode is focused on Yamato, Momonosuke, and Shinobu. Basically, they're found out by Kaido's surveillance unit where they are, so Yamato takes off the rat that's there, the mouse is there. Oh yeah, this is a cyborg. And they have no idea what the cyborg is, despite the fact they encounter Frankie. They know who Frankie is. He's a cyborg. He's basically a man with cybernetic parts. It's kind of the same thing with this mouse. It's an animal with mechanical parts. And then, of course, on the high Momonosuke, Yamato proceeds to open up her top, shove Momonosuke in her clothes. I'm like, wow, I'm getting vibes of Impel Down here. When Hancock was smuggling in Luffy and Luffy hid her clothes. This is very similar to that. I'm also getting a vibe of Alabasta. We'll talk about the chapter. And then of course Yamato and Shinobu take out the guards, and then of course you have Sanji who's pondering like where to go, like help the samurai or help Yamato. And he goes in the direction of the samurai, mostly anyways. And oh yeah, by the way, he beat up all these guys on the outside of the room. And that's last scene of Sanji the whole episode. I'm trying to think, was there anything else? No, not really. I think I covered pretty much everything for this one. But damn good episode. But yeah, you watch this episode, it feels like a whole hour passed by. But it was only 23 minutes. Right? Now moving to this chapter of the manga, chapter 1052, A New Morning. The cover story is Germa's second and emotionless incursion. Volume 14, The Scientist Will Escape. Which scientist, may I ask? Caesar Clown! Yes, making his first appearance since the whole cake arc. Yeah, last time he was seen, he got back his heart. And that was it. Here, he's basically back in his gas jacket robe for some reason. While he's seeing Riku and one of Rinju and one of Sanji's brothers just walking by. Like, huh? What's that? And of course, chapter starts off with at Mary Jo. I mentioned that Kaido and Big Mom have been defeated. And in fact, they're not. And Zoe's disappeared and they cannot go up to the country. Like, oh, can you back? Yeah, well, I fail. CP0? Singles me Jim. Hang on, you guys. Who are you? Where are you? I'll be right there. And you're like, what the heck is up with CP0? Or apparently the single got jammed for reasons. Oh, and then we see Kaido's island just probably looked like it was dumped, like right on the outside of Wano. Like, nah, I don't want to hear. Well, actually, that's actually the capital, just laying there. And then we see, looks like Basil Hawkins. Yes, Basil Hawkins is still around. And you're like, Drake, you a live name, man? I'm not answering that. That's what you came here to ask? You look like a total wreck. I thought my divination would be fine, as long as you didn't betray Kaido. I sank into working out because I sensed death in my presence of that monster. But King Killer faced that bravely. And basically, I'll get to, let's see. If I foresee this victory, how could I possibly turn back again? Looks like he flashes back to betraying them. That certain Mary Talker was me. And Basil Hawking dies. Yeah, Basil Hawking dies. Like, wow, that is something. From the current generation dying. It was like, and it was like, don't think the generation is down. 7 days since the conclusion of the fire capital. Lord Momono, the Shogun decreed, we'll have a festival. They should go away. Okay, I'm sorry, kids. You need a re-education about history of our heroes. Aww. Starting most astonishing lad. This has to cover history of Kozen Odin. I can't believe it. They talk about the chorus being the daughter of Wano. And of course, everyone's all celebrating, and then cut back to the temple, and we see that. Yeah, apparently it's confirmed here that Anzo and Izzo uh, both died. So now we have three confirmed deaths happen here. Apparently, these two deaths happened off screen, but yeah, these two died. I'm actually quite surprised, especially since Anzo's been around. I think since they first had the Wipe Your Hearts first show up. Asher was only just debuted just this arc, so we see the Wolf pop up again. Haven't seen him in a while. He was actually the Sword Thief previously. Yeah, in his human form. So, of course, he buried on one station. Of course, see Marco here. Yes, Marco, who's a friend of Izzo's. I'm here. Here I am, still kicking for some reason. Yeah, well, in qualms, too. If you think about the thought of something heroes and better us to live. The prey. I'm so hungry. So hungry, not hungry. Big brother, brother. Yamato. Luffy Taro, yep, you awaken. Of course, he kicks Momonosuke, so they're going to take him on the side. Meat! Booze! Yep, and of course you have these two. Basically, you have Momonosuke just cheering for them. And of course you have Luffy, Zoro, don't eat too much. Now you're up the whole country holds going hold a feast. Let's do it today. Huh? Of course Yamato is just hugging on Luffy. It's me, Momonosuke. What? You're an adult now. Yep, and of course he tries to hug on Nami's like, oh, you pervert. Now since he's an adult, basically he can do it no problem. And of course Yamato's like, stop shaving my head. It's so funny. You got a strong, sturdy body. Be grateful to your parents. You're the greatest summer in the nation one day, I'm sure. I'll try. Yamato, let's take a bath before the festival. Your prayer is over, right? Prayer? And why don't we pray to the gods something customary? Yep, and yeah, Battle Scene. Haven't seen this since, I don't know, Alabasta. Actually, no, the last one they had was actually Whole Cake, but after the big battle, yeah, first in Alabasta. So, yeah, and of course, everyone's thinking about that, and Kiko wants to join too. Yeah, and then of course, in the men's bath, we have Chopper, Zoro, Luffy, Cat Vapor, Brook, Momonosuke, Sanji, Jinbei. Yamato is here, despite it's a woman. In the girls' bath, you have Shinobu, you have Speed, you have Tama, who's being held by Nami, Robin, Kaku, Otaku. Yeah. Just I remember as you, Otaku. I'm only older than you, thank you. Yep. So funny. Yeah, and of course Momonosuke, yeah, what are you doing here? Because Yamato's a girl. Yep. The feast gonna be today, so this time once again. It's a return of the Kuzi clan back in shape. Good to sail. Yep, the Thousand Sun makes a return, first time in quite a while. The Frankie's back up running. It looks like though that Captain Kid's ship is fixed, and also the Heart submarine is here too. And Kid's like, don't get better, you stay on guard till we leave. Somehow the intel will leak, and papers will hear it. They'll be after us. Replacements for the four emperors. He's right. They can't see us from the outside of the closed nation, but we can't see what the enemy's doing either. If we find out what all their bounties are astronomical for. Yep, and of course you have Apu here with one of his crew members. Apu and a number? That's right. Who can say how the information leaked out, but stop acting like it wasn't you annoying bum. I'm sure you're curious about new bounty numbers. Hop, want to see them? They're all here. All your bounties and names they're calling new emperors to see. They're asking what we are right now. I told you, so get them in the air. Here. Oh, I can see one up ahead. Don't make anything worse. Got that? Right. Rokidu. I know, geez. I'm thinking, who the heck is this guy? Goku? Ooh. This is the guy made his first appearance back in episode. Uh, yeah, it's this mysterious guy. You might get a chance to see him soon. Who knows? But yeah, definitely a good chapter. I'm definitely looking forward to the next chapter, which it says here uh, that it's coming in 7 days. But I did hear something that apparently after this chapter, the series is going to be off for 1 month. But we'll find out when the next chapter comes out. Yep. So yeah, that's it for Sick Love You. Stay tuned for next week, which is going to be Case Closed. Okay? Video. Bye.